is US dollars 3.6 trillion. The whole of Africa. Africa yote. The GDP is 3.6 trillion. That of the USA is US dollars 31.82 trillion. The GDP of USA is bigger than the one of Africa, more than 10 times. China is now 20.6 trillion. India is US dollars 4.18 trillion. Even little South Korea has got a GDP of US dollars 1.86 trillion. One may ask, why does the little South Korea have the that GDP size? One factor is that South Korea, because of the Cold War politics, benefited a lot from the USA market. However, in our Luganda language we say, Omugo oguli kumulirano tegobango. The stick in the neighbor's house will not help you to scare away the leopard. If the leopard comes to attack you, you are not going to say, I get a stick from the neighbor to chase the leopard. You must have your own stick in your own house. You need your own stick in your own house. You have seen Mr. Trump recently threatening tariffs on South Korea and others. The question we need to ask is, does size of the domestic market matter in terms of attracting investments, domestic or foreign? Because we have got economists, professors, what have you, they are very many. But I think the size of the market matters. The size of your market matters. Why? China opened up its economy in 1978, when many of the African countries were already under the pastoralism of the World Bank and the IMF, were already investing, implementing structural adjustment, all those things, etc. The Chinese are still communists. Chinese are communists. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Yet the economy has attracted US dollars 2.7 trillion from outside since 1978. While the whole of Africa has attracted US dollars 1.8 trillion. The GDP of China in 1978 was US dollars 149 billion. 149 billion, that's what it was in 1978, the GDP of China. It is now US dollars 20.6 trillion. India opened up in the year 1991. Since that time, it has attracted US dollars 1.2 trillion in foreign investments. By that time, the GDP of India was US dollars 270 billion, small. India's GDP is now US dollars 4.18 trillion. The three richest countries in the world today are all big countries, big land mass and big population. While we look for foreign markets, the reliable core market is the internal one. It is guaranteed. The richest countries are the USA, China, and India. I appeal to the youth of East Africa, to go back to uhuru na umoja. Recently, I met some Gen Z from Kenya. They came to Uganda, that they are experts in organizing riots. And they had come to Uganda to give technical support. to the Ugandan Gen Z, how to riot. But some among the Ugandans said, but you people, why don't we go and see this old man? So these children came. The ones from Uganda and from Kenya, they came. So we are experts in riots. I said, okay, I can join you. But what are we rioting for? They said corruption, what? I said, okay, but even if there was no corruption, if you don't address the issues of structure, if you have got a small market, even if there is no corruption, how will the economy expand? So I said, why don't you go and talk about East African issues? So I told His Excellency, I am here with your Gen Z. So I gave them some transport and they went back. I appeal to the youth of East Africa to go back to Uhuru na Umoja. This Uhuru na Uhasama is really a disaster. I had the Last Supper with Mwalimu in a house near here in Arusha. Mr. Butiko and Mr. Marwa Adam were present. When I arrived for the dinner, I saw a Tanzanian girl who spoke Chihaya, whom I knew, standing on the veranda waiting for me. She was one of Mwalimu's aides. I greeted her in the Chihaya, which is close to the dialects of Uganda. Wabonaki, I said. She answered, Tinka boine kanshana na boneiwe. Abahaya mwachurra. Mwachurrecho. The greeting is in the form of a question. The question is, what have you seen? The answer is, I have seen nothing special except you now. Then I asked, Nokarono Mugursi, you work with Mzee these days? Her answer was yes. Mwalimu overheard us. He asked, Mnasema lugha gani? Mwalimu asked us, because he didn't know. What language are you speaking? I explained to Mwalimu that all the dialects up to Mwanza are close to Runyankore, my dialect. I was surprised Mwalimu did not know that. Even the Kisukuma, Chinyamwezi, and other dialects in Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, DRC are close to the dialects of Uganda. Swahili contains a lot of words from the dialects of Bara kule kwetu, huko ndani, inland Africa. What God has put together, man shall not put asunder. It says in the book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 9. During that Last Supper with Mwalimu, here in Arusha, I was discussing with him the very issues I'm telling you now. God bless you. Three and four together. Excellencies, you record that during our closed session, the heads of state appointed a Secretary General for the East African Community and the judges of the Court of Justice. We now proceed to witness the swearing in of the appointed persons.
Excellencies, I will now proceed to introduce the new Secretary General to the plenary that has been appointed by the summit, and I will request the Registrar of the Court to prepare for the swearing-in of the Secretary General and the judges appointed. Her Worship, the Acting Registrar, Christine, be on standby to administer the oath of allegiance and oath of secrecy for the Secretary General and the judicial oath for the judges in that order. Excellencies, I will introduce the person that you have appointed to this plenary. He was born on 12th August 1968 in Kinondoni, Dar es Salaam. He is an East African of Tanzanian origin and is a holder of a master's degree in economic policy management from Makerere University and a bachelor degree of arts in economics from the University of Dar es Salaam. He defines himself as highly motivated, conscientious, and committed civil servant with 28 years experience in civil service. The incoming Secretary General is well vested with a wealth of knowledge and experience on EAC integration, capacity building, with results of 19 years engagement on it. He has been steering the Tanzanian delegation in the Coordination Committee, meeting of senior officials of the EAC Council of Ministers, meeting of the EAC Sectoral Council at senior officials levels, leading Tanzanian experts in EAC technical meetings ranging from political, peace, security, finance, and administration initiatives, among others. During his 19 years of engagement in EAC activities, he has actively participated in negotiations of various legal and policy instruments as team member or leader of Tanzania delegation. At national level, he coordinates public and private sectors institutions participating in EAC meetings, as well as implementation of summit council sectoral decisions and directives in Tanzania. He boasts of his financial and human resource management skills and management team leader, director, and accounting officer, where at the ministry, clean audit certificates have been received for consecutive last 4 years. With your permission, Excellencies, allow me to ask Ambassador Stephen Patrick Bundi to stand up.
Just stand there 1 second. So you want to raise your hand holding the Bible, right hand? Sure. Okay, so before you start, let me proceed. Yeah? Hold on.